Hello, welcome back to Foos Entertainment for my next review, which is of 2024's Terrifier 3. Currently the last available Terrifier film. They are working on the fourth one right now. I'll be talking about the plot of the film, the rules opinion of the film, my opinion of the film, and give the film a ranking. Tap line, art is as much of a horror icon as Michael, Jason, and Freddy. Plot synopsis, Art the Clown is set to unleash chaos on the unsuspecting residents of Miles County as they peacefully drift off to sleep on Christmas Eve. Alright, doesn't give too much away. Alright, the rules opinion on Terrifier 3. A lot of people say that this is their favorite one because they say it tops the second movie. If you're talking about more gore, more grisliness, more what the hell did I just see moments, all that stuff, going back to the tone of the first film to where there is no hope at all. Granted, our hero is still alive at the end of this film, but she's lost everyone. I mean, it's pretty tragic. Going back to that darker tone, yes, if that's what you're into, yes, this would be better than the first film and better than the second film. So the society considers this their favorite one of the current three films, for sure, is the third film. I, for one, have some issues. I think I just addressed one. So let's go into my opinion. First, let's go ahead and address the first issue, which I haven't talked about yet. Taking a Terrifier film, and I might add, Terrifier 3 came out in October of 2024. And although the first two Terrifier films take place on Halloween night, this one takes place on Christmas. Or around Christmas. Just say, but I'm pretty sure it takes place on Christmas during the climax of the film. Alright, that's part of the problem with me. It's kind of like, with Jeepers Creepers 3. You don't make a Jeepers Creepers film to where you show the creeper killing people in broad daylight. It just doesn't look right. And going ahead and taking Art the Clown and taking them in this Terrifier world that he exists in, which has always been on Halloween, and then all of a sudden make it happen on Christmas. It throws things off to me. So that's one issue I have with the film. The second issue is the one I just mentioned. All hope we could have of a, resolved ending is taken from us. All hope that we have that, it won't end in complete, dread. It's ripped away from you. Granted, our main protagonist, who is also our main protagonist from the second film, survives. But she loses her little niece, who can't be more than maybe 12 years old. She loses her brother, who she fought so hard to save in the second movie. She loses her uncle, her aunt, and that's after losing her sister and her mom. And I believe it was her sister. It may not be, but she losing her mom in the last one. Like I said, these films were hard to get through. Can't remember every little thing. But just, fighting so hard just to have everything taken from her. And the bat-ass crazy stuff in this movie. Now, there is a third issue that I do have with the film. And this right here, I don't know, maybe it makes me diabolical. that I'm complaining about this after already complaining about how grisly violent these movies are and how hard they are to get through. But there's one other problem I have with this movie, and that is that when you get to the climax of the movie, to where they tie up our hero and they kill her aunt in front of her in a very crazy fucking way. I gotta tell you on that. Wow. They don't show the slashing and grisly killing of her uncle-in-law, and they don't show the grisly killing of her younger brother. They show it post-mortem. And I'll be honest with you, when that happened, I was like, what did this skip and I didn't notice? I mean, I haven't got up from that chair at all. And this skip, I guess I did. I just got finished watching this movie. That's why I look a little bit tired. And it's like, wouldn't it have made sense to show Art the Clown and Victoria killing and slaughtering the uncle-in-law and slaughtering her younger brother and abducting her younger niece? Wouldn't that have made more sense instead of just going ahead and just showing it? But at the same rate, though, I kind of understand why they didn't. I just think they could have shown at least one of them, like maybe her younger brother. You didn't have to really show the uncle-in-law getting sliced, slashed away and all that, but they at least could have shown her younger brother get slashed, because then that would have set the tone and made it even more for lack of a better word, shocking. Because it's not terrifying, it's just shocking. Instead, it shows her brother's head with the skin removed and then puts glasses on it. And shows obviously the uncle-in-law's head being used is a star to put on top of your Christmas tree. Gnarly. But these films are very, very gnarly, I can definitely tell you. But it does also add on to the mythology of the second film, because this pale girl wants to actually possess our hero, but just simply can't get it done. Somehow just can't get it done. And there isn't a point to where you think that actually is going to freaking happen. But then it doesn't. She gets control. But that ending to where she's slicing her hand up with the magical sword and her niece falls into basically hell. I mean, that they didn't have to do that, and I think that last little bit is really what irritates me the most about this movie is you didn't have to do that. It's a little girl. At least you could have had some humanity in this freaking movie. But any sense of humanity that you could have put in this movie, it's just not there. And that leads on to the ranking. So, and I'll tell you why I'm giving this the same ranking as the first film. I'm giving this a ranking as the first film because sometimes it's too much. And I felt like it was too much with the first film. Although there's more grisly with the second, I think it's too much with this movie. I mean, a 100% hopeless ending? Why? You did not need to do that. The hero has to win at the end. It's one of the rules of a sci-fi horror fantasy film, is the hero always has to vanquish the villain. And yeah, and actually did that, but at the cost of complete hopelessness. She has nothing left. It does make me curious to see what Terrifier 4 is going to be like if we bring our hero back in that one, which I very much hope that we do. But yeah, it's just it's sad. So that's why I'm giving Terrifier 3 2.5 stars, which means it's almost a great movie. But it's just it can't get to that level of greatness that the second film has. This for the lack of having some hopelessness. No, don't having some hope instead of replacing hope with hopelessness. And they do it all wrong. I mean, they literally had this build up to where in all three of these films they had this build up to where you feel like our hero is going to succeed and get out of this nightmare, and then it just doesn't happen that way. But with that said, though, I would say that the Terrifier films have definitely done one thing I never thought I would see when it comes to horror icons is they break the rules, and I think they break the rules too much. To be perfectly honest with you, that's why I'm not the biggest fan of these, and people have been bugging me and bugging me and bugging me to review the Terrifier films. Well, I just did, and I already know I probably pissed a lot of people off with my thoughts on it. But sometimes it's just too much. I mean, you gotta have some other things in there. You just can't go ahead and just make a movie so dreaded. And that's really in a lot of ways the problem with these films with me. I mean, you have a twist ending where the door's open, but don't kill hope completely. That's what I'm saying. I hope that Terrifier 4 is more like Terrifier 2, to where you still have a little bit of hope there left by the time we get to the end of the film. Well, Fu says check out Terrifier 3 if you haven't already, and I will see you guys tomorrow. And I'm hoping to get the last 7 reviews done tomorrow. It depends on how many videos I can actually put on YouTube in one day, because I do want to go ahead and do something on Halloween night, but you might see me on Halloween night too. We'll see what I can get done tomorrow. As you guys haven't all figured it out yet, I am not doing a traditional movie review, because the next 7 reviews are not movie reviews. They're my new opinion of the Nightmare on Elm Street films, the first original 7 Nightmare on Elm Street films. And because I'm not talking about the plot of the movie, I'm talking mostly about my new opinion of all these 7 films, because it has changed since the last time I reviewed them years ago. I will also be talking a little bit about the 4K quality of the new 4K releases, but I think that's okay to talk about, because I'm not talking about the plot of the movie or Will's opinion of the films. I am talking about how my opinion has changed, and that's what you have to look forward to wrap up October's reviews are those. So I hope you guys enjoyed my reviews of the Terrifier films, and I will see you guys next time for my return to Nightmare on Elm Street franchise. Until then.